Right, hello guys. What I've got for you today is auto approach in the Mirage 2000c. So it's currently the 19th of May 2020. So what I'm going to do at this point is just set it all into autopilot mode just so I can get things done for you and show you a few things. So first things first is to look at the airport that we're approaching. So as you can see, Senaki. We're going to click on this. We're going to get the TACN, which you can see there, 31 X-ray, and then you need the ILS, which is 108.90, and a radio station of 261. So let's get all this set up. We've got quite a bit of time anyway. It's going to keep an eye on the throttle. So we've got 323 on speed at the moment. So here we go, down to TACN. So as you can see, X-ray 16 at the moment, so we'll change that. So set that to X-ray 31. 108.30, so we'll change that to 108.90. There we go, that's all set. So what I'm going to do now at this point is select my radio station as well. Contact the tower. So here we go, so 26100, and then validate that. So we are now to the right frequency. So I'll just double check that by contacting the airport itself. Request azimuth.
In field 1-1, request navigation assistance.
Waiting for that feedback. Right, so bearing of 091. So we're currently at 081 at the moment. So before I've done this is actually my third attempt now. I've done it twice successful. The last one was a bit of a mess, so I kind of realised that you need the air brake out as well to try and stabilise the thrusters. So what we're going to do at this point is just double check everything. 108.90, 31 X-ray. We're now going to go to this dial here. We're going to go onto the HSI mode selector. We need to select this port, which is TAC. So as you can see, it changes to TAC because that's the 31 X-ray that we're setting, and ILS 108.90. So that's going to bring us now onto guidance path of Senaki. So we'll follow that in a second. But what I need to do is just in advance is just lift my seat up, because as you get closer to the landing, you're going to see a couple of chevrons in a moment and brackets that seem to go below on the hood, so you can't really see them. So that is kind of all set. TACN set. We're going to guide in. We can do it two ways, just by using the TACN itself. Get rid of this off. Actually, I need to lower that down a second so I want to see the button. So I'm going to say that's pretty much lined up right there by using the TACN, just a little bit off. And then what I'm going to do is down here on your PCA button 3, I'm going to select APP. So as you can see now on HUD, you know, a lot of information is popped up. So you got like a guidance line in there. It's going to bring you into Senaki. But more importantly, you're going to see the inverted chevrons and the outward facing brackets. You got to keep those chevrons within those inverted brackets at this point. Well, not right now, but obviously when you come to the point of landing in. But the most important thing, as you can see, the little circle there right at the top with the horizontal line and one vertical line, and that triangle, you've got to try and get them inside the U-shaped bracket. You've got to chase that around. I don't have to do much chasing on this point because I've kind of set it up a little bit offset, but enough for me to actually show you that I've got to try and pull it in. So as you can see, slowing down, bring the bracket, the chevrons up, down, and let go of the speed, put it back on, they'll pull up. So a little bit off at this point in time, so we're going to try and bring that in and guide it in. Got a speed of 311 at the moment. So looking at the TACN, we're just a little bit off. Just say we kind of guiding that in right there. Right, so now as you can see, we've got this little box there that's showing up. Let's pause that. So you've got the little square box. You've got the aircraft symbology there. Where you've got this circle, horizontal line, and one vertical. Obviously, got them chevrons facing that I spoke to you about a moment ago, plus the brackets. What I've got to try and do is get the arrow, which is looks like a bit like a carrot, I'd say, the triangle. You're going to try and get that in the square. Once you've got that set in, you can then go down here to your autopilot, your master button. You can select that, and then what you do is select this one here, which is approach hold button, and then that will then line you up, lock you in, and if you are a little bit offset, whatever that might be, it will then adjust that aircraft and pull it in. At that point on, you really don't need to be touching the pitch, roll, anything at all. It will set you to around about a 14-degree angle of approach, and that's pretty much it. All you got to do is just monitor that thrust, just to try and keep those arrows facing within that bracket. It's kind of simple, but it does get you got to try and get a really smooth landing. But that's all about your thrust control. And it just takes a bit of practice. So I'm going to pause this now and continue. So there we are. I am now going to select autopilot mode, and as you can see, a bit of a pull up there for that approach. So as you can see, this little symbology there, which is 5.7 at the moment, 5.8. That is something that will obviously change as we get closer and the speed drops. So I'm going to lift this seat back up now. As I mentioned it earlier on, I need to actually do this to see this bracket and so on. So I'm just going to contact this tower, let them know that I'm inbound. So at this point on, like I mentioned, put the brake on, see the speed drop, the brackets go down. So I've got to adjust this speed quite a lot. I haven't got the wheels down at the moment anyway, the gears, but we will do. So I'm going to put a bit of speed back on to try and keep that balance. I have found if you keep it around about 156, 153 on your speed, that's kind of the thing that you want. As you can see now, the angle of attack right now for your landing is around about 14. That's where you kind of want it. But as you can see, it was around about 5 point something previously. It's now adjusted. So let's have a quick look at this angle of approach. That's what we've got. So I'm now going to put down my gears. So I'm going to apply a little bit more throttle at this point. So clear for visual contact tower. So request landing.
Infield 1-1. Request landing.
A little bit fast there. So pretty much you could land this plane itself, apart from you got to control the thrusters. What I'm going to do at this point though is actually put down the air brake, because I feel if you do that, when you adjust this throttle, it doesn't. It's got like a bit more of a barrier to try and so you can keep that throttle a bit more higher than what you normally would have to. So the adjustments don't seem to be as fine. It seems to keep the balance there and make it a little bit more easier. But towards the end of this landing, it could go either way. It could go smooth, could be rough, but it's about adjusting that speed and keeping it banging those brackets. It is tricky, but once you get used to it, I'm sure it'll be alright. So 153 there on speed. We dropped it a little bit, back up now. Now you really try and keep it at 154, stuff like that, without this autopilot, or auto guidance I'd like to say. It is difficult. That's why sometimes I do come in around about 180, or even a little bit faster than that, and flare out just to drop that speed off just before I touch down, and I don't use this autopilot. So I'm trying not to flare out or anything, I'm just going to let it bring itself in, but it's just about adjusting this speed. A little bit rough, but here we go, that's landed. Parachute out. It is a little bit rough on the landing. I will get smoother at some point, but as for now, that's pretty much it. It is kind of as simple as that, but it's just purely about balancing that thruster as you come into land. You can flare out as well if you want to do so, just bear in mind, because it's in autopilot, you're going to have to jink it a little bit, and if you do that you might really upset it on the guidance that it actually will have. So it depends, it's your own preference. But there it is, guys. A little bit of information on how to guide in your Mirage 2000c, and obviously without a doubt it will be able to do that in the dark as well. The only thing is, for some reason, the virtual runway, it's basically a box that goes around your runway, and I'd say it's set to around about 50 feet off the ground, and you fly through it basically, and it's great for your heads-up display. It will really help you when it comes to the nighttime landing, but like I said, you don't need it as long as you're paying attention to your HUD instrument and what you can see with those brackets and so on. So there it is. So I will hopefully try and update you with more information about the Mirage as well as we go by, and hopefully we can kind of learn it all together. Well, there it is. I will catch you on the next one, guys. See ya.